Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about my two recommendations if you could only have two rifles in a shift situation. If you could only have two, okay, these would be the two that I would recommend. Now, most people have more than two. I wouldn't be limited to two, but if you could only have two, the reason I'm saying like that is because I was emailed and asked this question a couple of times. So I thought I'd finally, just get to putting a video out about it. These are my two recommendations. Now, what I'm recommending to you is the caliber, okay? Not the specific rifle, although I'm biased. I've had these rifles since I was a little boy. If you can get these particular two models of rifle from these two manufacturers, then I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it, especially one of them. We'll get into it here in just a second. But again, keep in mind, I'm recommending the caliber size, not necessarily the rifle itself. Okay? So, it's just if you could only have two, these are what I suggest. All right, we'll get right into it. Okay, we'll start with this one. This is a Marlin Golden. It's a 39A Mountie. Okay? This specific rifle, this actual one, I looked up my model number, was made in 1965. This is the first gun I ever had. I was 8 years old in 1965 when my dad bought this for me. It is stock. The stock is American walnut. Okay. The rifle itself, yes, it's clear. It's clear. There's nothing in it, as you can see. Watch. There you go. No rounds going in. The rifle itself is in excellent, and I mean mint condition. From the time I was a boy, my dad had a very strong rule of taking care of what he bought me. If he bought it and paid for it, I was to take care of it. And he instilled in me, anything you purchase, you should be a good steward and take care of it. Always take care of what you have. Anytime you purchase something, as a kid, he used to tell me, anytime you buy something, you buy the very best you can afford. Now, the key word is afford. All right, but you buy the best you can afford. Don't buy junk. All right, so anyway, Marlin. It's a 22, like I said, 22 long rifle. Fantastic. American walnut stock. It is a Bushnell scope that's on it. Everything is exactly the way it was that my dad gave it to me, okay, in 65. Now, when I was 8 years old, he just didn't give me the rifle and say, go. Okay, 8 years old is when I got this. But of course, he was with me. He did most of the handling. He would let me shoulder it, fire it, and all that, and practice with it, but only while he was standing right there. Okay, so anyway, what can I tell you about it? I don't know if I said this yet. It is a tube-fed, okay? It's a tube-fed magazine. All right, it holds, if you use shorts, 22 shorts, this holds 26 rounds. If you use long rifle, 22 long rifle, it holds 19 rounds. Okay, it's lever action, obviously, as I stated. And I wanted to give you some facts about the rifle as well. First of all, if you can find this rifle, a 39, a model 39, okay, that was made before 1983, and you can find it under $900 in good condition, you should buy it, okay? They're not easy to come by, especially in very good condition or mint condition, either way, really good condition. They're difficult to come by. There's a lot of them that I've seen. I wouldn't say a lot. I can't say that because not even close. There's been a handful that I have seen on gunbroker.com and some other areas where someone has one that they want the high fours, low $500 range, but they're pretty beat up, okay? I've seen them for over $1,200, but if you can get one for under $900, I would highly recommend it. Okay, to tell you a little bit about it, and that's before they put in the crossbolt safety. Okay, I don't like that. All right, it is the oldest and longest continuously produced shouldered firearm in the world. Okay, It's the oldest, longest, continuously produced shouldered firearm in the world. That's pretty cool. Okay. Now, there's been 5 changes to this. Just giving you a little history on it. There's been 5 changes to this rifle. Okay. It started out the model 1891. Okay, that's when it started out. It was a side loader in the side. Okay. Then the model 1892 became a front loader like this. Load up at the front. Then it became a takedown 22. So that's interesting. Then the 39, the model 39, was manufactured in 1921. Then the 39A was manufactured in 1937. Okay, this is a 39A. All right. That's 5 small changes that they've done to it. They've been minor changes, but this gun has been around, this rifle, forever, it seems like. Okay, same rifle, just some small changes. It's extremely smooth firing. It's, of course, any 22 is, but it's extremely smooth. It is very accurate. Very, very accurate 22. I can't recommend it enough. Okay, what would you do with it? Well, it's basically good for any small game, any varmints to small game. All right. Now, with that said, I will tell you, with that said, and I can just hear the older guys that have been around forever and they're familiar with rifles and guns and they hunt all the time. I could just hear them arguing with me. But you can look this up as a fact. 22s are the #1 rifle used by poachers, okay, for poaching deer. 2 very well placed rounds will take down a deer. I do not recommend it. The law doesn't recommend it. I don't think it's a good idea at all, but it can be done. If you're desperate and this is all you have and you have to feed your family, with some serious accuracy, you can take down a deer with a 22. But basically anything from a coyote down, anything in the coyote size range down is normal varmints. You can take out with that. Okay, so I just thought I'd let you know. So that's because you can hunt with it. Yes, you can defend yourself with it. 2 well-placed rounds on an individual is going to take them out too, but that doesn't mean it's stopping power. That doesn't mean it's going to put them on their knees. Okay, I'm just saying you could defend yourself with a 22. But, all right, so #1, a 22. That's my first recommendation. Now, the Marlins, they have an outstanding reputation, and they're also well known for being expensive. If you want a more affordable 22, I would say the most popular 22 is, what is it? It's a Ruger 1022. A Ruger 1022. I believe it's semi-automatic, and it's extremely popular. Extremely. However, I hope you're taking notes to this stuff because you're going to be like, well, what? If you can get an AR-15 22, that's what I would recommend. All right. If I could only have one 22 rifle, I mean, I've got this, but if I didn't know about this and I could only have one, I'd have an AR-15 22. The reason being, it's the AR platform. Of course, you can get a barrel for your AR that's 22, but it's the AR platform. All right, 223 and 5.56 is expensive. It's an expensive round. All right. But if you're practicing and you want to practice, okay, you can fire off thousands of rounds way cheaper than you can ever fire off thousands of rounds of 223 or 5.56. Okay. Because it's the AR platform, you can roll from that, practicing constantly with the exact same platform and just roll right over to your AR-15. Okay. And it will considerably improve because of the rate that you would be able to practice affordably with a 22. It will definitely improve your accuracy with using your AR-15. Okay, just something to think about. Hopefully I didn't confuse you there, guys. All right, next I want to tell you about the next one. I want to give you some information about the next one. There's not a lot that needs to be said. I only put down a little bit of information because of the fact that, you can know something. I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. Have you ever just always believed something to be a fact, but you never really looked it up to find out that it was or wasn't? Okay. Where this next rifle is concerned, I had my beliefs in the right area. They weren't misplaced, but I didn't know them for facts. So I looked up a couple of things. All right, here we go. Again, remember, I'm recommending the caliber. All right. Oops, sorry about that. This, it's clear. This is a Remington 700 BDL 30-06. Okay. Fantastic rifle. Very, very, very well known. Now, there are many people that will argue, or not necessarily argue, that's the wrong term. They have their favorite. They're biased toward their specific model, like a, I don't know, Winchester. What is it, 243, I think. But anyway, we're talking about the Remington. All right, 700 BDL. Fantastic gun. This exact rifle was manufactured in I'm booming the microphone. 1968. It was manufactured in 1968. My dad bought it for me in 1973. New. It was not a used rifle. 1973, I was 15 years old, and this was my first deer rifle. Now, it has a Weatherby 10 power scope on it. I like the scope just fine. I think there's others that are better. I definitely think there's other Weatherby models that are better. And of course, since this scope has been on this rifle since day one, the optics and stuff today are far, far better. But anyway, just thought I'd show this to you. A 30-06. Now, what can I tell you about it? I'll tell you a little bit about it. Okay. The accuracy of the Remington 700, of course, I already said, is excellent. It's been called the most accurate factory rifle made in the United States. The most accurate factory rifle made in the United States. Walker had given the rifle a fast lock time of 3.2 milliseconds. That's pretty fast. That contributes to its reputation of accuracy, and along with a tighter bore and chamber tolerances. It's a very accurate rifle, extremely. Now, as far as what can you hunt with this, basically anything in North America. Okay, I don't want to get crazy about it. I'm just saying basically. Okay, elk, mule deer, whitetail deer, boar, moose, black bear. I mean, if you need to hunt and supply food from your family, this is what I recommend. It's what I highly recommend. Okay. The other thing is, you can continue in that. Bighorn sheep, things like that. Just saying. There's a lot. All right. But what I wanted to tell you, I thought was interesting. I didn't know. So there's a site that I like to visit. I just like their articles. I like what they have to say. Okay, it's a sniper site. The 7 millimeter and the 30-06 are rated extremely high. They're both given the same amount of recommendation, I will say, for their accuracy and their distance and all that stuff from the sniper sites. And it's this platform, not this exact one, but the 30-06 7 millimeter platform is highly recommended for sniper. So, just saying that, just letting you know. I'm not abdicating anything. My point for this is if you had this rifle, you can definitely protect yourself and hunt with it, okay? It is not necessarily what I would want to use for self-defense, but if you could only have 2 rifles, you're going to get your food and your self-defense with either one of these rifles. Of course, for self-defense, if I could only use the 2 rifles, this would be it. But I just thought you guys would be interested. Like I said, I have had emails before asking me, I just got one recently, on what my recommendation would be for 2 rifles. And this is it. So I just thought I'd let you know that. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I just think they're outstanding. It's an excellent gun. I'm biased because my dad bought it for me, and like I said, I've always kept things in mint condition. Both of these rifles have been highly used. I mean, they have really, really been used. It's just that they've been taken care of. My first hunting trip as a boy, when I was 15 with my dad, was in the snow. I was miserable. It was cold. My hands were freezing. And we stepped over a log and then over a small but boulder, a small rock, but it was big. I mean, it was definitely a boulder, not a rock. We stepped over them. Unfortunately, I stepped on it, slipped, and fell with the rifle. Did nothing to it. Did nothing to it. I remember the fear I had to have had in my eyes with my dad because I thought he was going to lose his mind because I took a header with the rifle in my hand. But it didn't do anything to it. It's always been, fantastic and beautiful and kept in good condition. Used the heck out of it when I was in Wyoming. Used to use it all the time. Have only fired it at the range here in Kansas. But highly recommend it. Remington 700 BDL 30-06. So the 30-06 platform and the 22 are what I recommend if you could only have 2 rifles in shift. So there you have it. Now, I said all that. Would I have only 2 rifles in shift? No. I have my AR. I also, of course, have my baby over here that I like so much, my 9mm. But at any rate, I was asked about what my 2 would be. That's it. All right, I've said enough. I'll quit talking. I hope you guys are doing well out there. God bless you guys. Stay safe, stay alert, and we'll have a new video out soon. Take care. See ya.